Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. I just wanted to preface this stream with I apologize for any noise that you hear. We just had family show up that came over from Newfoundland, and they just got here just like 2 seconds before I went live. So there might be some noise coming from out in the living room, but we'll go. So this week's Tough Love Tuesday is based on something that happened to me last week when I realized that I was trying to do someone else's morning routine. Why? I had to pause there for a minute and try to figure out, like, why? Why was I trying to do somebody else's morning routine? Because I saw the success that they had by having this lovely morning routine. And so I'm like, I'm going to do that too. And then I realized as I kept failing and failing and failing some more that I'm not a morning routine person. I'm just not. Those of you who have been around for a while know I sleep very poorly. Okay. And when I wake up in the morning, it takes me a while to get going. So much so that as of late, I have been reworking my schedule so that I don't really start my day with any serious business until 10 o'clock. Because it takes me that long to get my feet under me. And as a result of this, I was failing. Okay. And that's not a good feeling. And we do this a lot. We see people who have these glorious morning routines where they're getting up early and they're working out and they're eating a good breakfast and they're journaling and they're doing their spiritual practice or whatever, and they're doing it all before 8 a.m. I'm lucky if my eyes are open before 8 a.m. Or if they are, barely, and I'm still in bed. So, yeah, that's nice for them. Exactly, Kay. And it works for them. I am not dragging them, not one bit. But by trying to do what they do, I was failing. We don't talk a lot about failure in the writing community because we try to keep things light and, hey, let's concentrate on the good stuff. And that's all well and good. But there are failures, and we do have them, and we do need to deal with them. And we do not need to put ourselves in a position to fail, which is exactly what I was doing. It's not my thing. Morning routines are not my thing. My idea of a morning routine is getting up, feeding His Highness, and putting on the coffee pot. That's my morning routine. It does not consist of journaling. It does not. I even took out doing the tarot cards and the scripting and all of that in the mornings because I'm just not conscious enough to be doing it. So why do we do this? Why do we do this? I think it's because we look at these other people's perfect lives that we see on social media and we want to be like them. So we try to imitate them, emulate what they're doing. Right, Brandy? I'm lucky to get from the bed to the bathroom in the morning. I love it. I love it. But the thing is, first of all, we're only seeing so much on social media. We're only seeing the best of them. We're not seeing the bedhead and the cranky and the, bathrobe and the hair and the curlers and the whole 9 yards. We're not seeing that. What we're seeing is what they show us, which is, them sitting out in their yard cross-legged meditating and the birds are singing. And, we see the perfection. We don't see the messy. And I think a lot of times that kids screaming in the background, right? Kids screaming in the background. I think a lot of times that we want what they have. We want that perfect quiet yard with the birds singing so we can meditate. But I live on the fourth floor of an apartment building in the middle of the city. I'm not going to get that. So why try emulating it? It's okay. Oh my goodness. There's it's something we need to stop doing. We need to stop doing, or we at least need to get ourselves to the point where, sure, let's give it a try. But when it doesn't work, stop beating a dead horse. It's like, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Time to move on. Instead of just, oh, I just need to be better at it. Oh, I just need to get up a little earlier. It's like we always hear for those of us who do HB90, that we expect ourselves to show up as this perfect version of ourselves. That is like the most detrimental thing to our mental health. This is it, Brandy. Like, why should we follow their morning routine when we don't live their lives? Because we want their lives, or what we see of their lives. Maybe this person is a successful author, or this is a successful business person, or this woman has the Pinterest perfect family, and we want that. So we try to emulate them in ways that do not work for us. It needs to stop. And doing that, in stopping that, for myself personally, I had to come to a lot of really harsh realizations about myself. Like the fact that, I used to be a morning person. I was like Kay. I was up at 5 a.m. I was part of the 5 a.m. club. I was up, I went to the gym, I came home, I showered, I did my hair, I put on makeup, the whole 9 yards. I was a morning person. And then I hit 50, menopause, right? Now, I could care less if I'm wearing the same t-shirt that I wore yesterday, or that my bed is made, or, well, and that's the thing. If you're staying up until 1 a.m., right? It is exhausting, Brandy. It's absolutely exhausting. But at the time it wasn't. And so, in failing to follow somebody else's, 5 a.m. morning routine and be all chipper and, ready to go, I had to come to the really harsh realization that I am not the person I was 5 years ago. I'm not. A lot has happened for me in 5 years. I gave up my own home. My father passed away. I moved in with my mother. I started working from home, and the pandemic hit. And all of that fundamentally changed me as a person. And you know what? That's okay. When these sort of big life events happen, you lose a parent, or you lose your home, or I didn't lose my home. I chose to move out of my home. But, the pandemic, it's okay for you to allow those changes to happen. And I railed against that. I fought against it. I'm like, no, I'm going back to where I was pre-pandemic, blah, blah, blah. No, I am not the person I was. My health is different than it was back then. I was a lot healthier back then because I didn't own a vehicle and I walked everywhere. I also didn't have the depression that I've had since my father passed away. I didn't have menopause. I wasn't going through menopause. And this is it. But yet I was still trying and failing to have this like perfect morning routine where I did everything every day, no matter how I felt. I was always going to feel good. What a crock, y'all. What a crock. And then I was making myself feel bad. Sports bras and no makeup, right? Right? But what a crock. here I was putting myself through all of this grief of not being able to do these morning routines. Okay. So I was feeling all the bad stuff that comes along with a failure. I was beating myself up for not being the person I was 5 years ago, calling myself lazy. If you just would get out of bed early, you'd be fine. Really kind of talking to myself in a way that was not conductive to being good to myself. All over trying to live someone else's life. Now, I know I'm not the only one who's done this. I know I'm not. And I think that some of it, in my case, is a little bit of latent people pleasing because I am so out there on YouTube that I was thinking to myself, well, I need to do these things so that I look good to my viewers. And then I'm like, you guys left me for who I am. That's why I'm still here. And I'm like, who am I trying to be? And it wasn't just one person I was trying to be. I was just trying to be a combination of Sarah and Amber and Mel Robbins and this person and that person. And, but I'm not them, I'm me. Okay. And no shade to them, because y'all know how much I love Sarah and Amber both. And I love Mel Robbins. She's a total doll. But I love you, Brandy. I love you, Brandy. I'm a hot mess. I haven't washed my hair because I haven't had time today. So on goes the ball cap, right? This is who I am. I'm not them. Hot mess Hardy. Absolutely. We've got the OG in the room here, Angela. But yeah, I mean, we do this. We do this to ourselves. We need to stop. It's all about authenticity, because that's what sells nowadays. Let's be honest. On YouTube, on social media, if you are any kind of a personality, whether it's like this big of a personality or this big of a personality, it's all about authenticity. So why are we trying to live someone else's life? It's just got to stop. And for me, it stopped. It stopped yesterday. Actually, it stopped before yesterday when I was speaking to my therapist about it. And he was just basically like, well, why are you doing this? If this isn't, if you don't feel good about doing this, why are you doing it? Like smack, like kind of thing. So that night, as I was getting ready for bed, I deleted all of the, my brain, all of the alarms from my phone, except for the one that I have in the evenings to remind me to take my meds, because I would just totally forget that one. But I had different alarms for different days of the week. I deleted them all. My phone now goes off once a day. It goes off at 8:30 at night and tells me to take my meds. And that is it, because I need that reminder, because, menopause brain is a thing. I know, Ange, some of us do alarms. But let me tell you the change that made. Because even if I was waking up before my alarm, especially if I was waking up before my alarm, I was waking up and immediately feeling panic. Did I miss my alarm? Oh my God. Is it 7 o'clock? Oh my God. And then I'd grab my phone and look at it, and it'd be like 5:30. And I'm exhausted for the rest of the day because I woke up so early and I wasn't able to go back to sleep. That had to stop. I have to manage my life and my health and my current hormonal situation in a way that works for me. So going forward, I have made the decision. If you need me before 10 a.m., too bad. I might be there if I happen to wake up early and I'm feeling good. I might be there. I was this morning, you know. But other than that, it's not happening. It's not happening because that's not who I am. So, my challenge to you this week is to find those areas in your life that aren't even yours. And yes, Brandy, I am looking at you. The stare. I want you to take a good hard look. Where are you trying to live someone else's life? Where are you trying to be something you're not? Because there's nothing wrong with what you are, who you are, what you do. There's nothing wrong with that. It's you, it's who you are. Stop pretending to be something you're not. Now, I know that sounds harsh, but hey, it's called Tough Love Tuesday for a reason. Stop pretending to be something you're not. It is one of the most freeing things, right? It's right up there with I don't give a crap about what people think of me. It is right up there because the relief I felt when I deleted those alarms and said, screw this, I will get up when I wake up because I am lucky enough to have that privilege. Not all of us do. Some of us got kids, jobs, whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about giving up the idea that I had to be like somebody else in order to be successful, for people to think better of me, blah, 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 whatever. It was a bad place for me to be. And here I come on here every Tuesday and tell you guys to smarten up. And I was doing it. I wasn't being authentic with myself in my own space where nobody could see me. Well, I can't bring you authenticity here if I'm not doing it all the time. You know, it's called, it's called walking your talk. Exactly, Kay. It was the do as I say, not as I do. Well, you know what? My mother used to say that to me all the time, and it drove me up the freaking wall. I'm done. I'm done. This is who I am. If I lose followers, whoopee. If I lose readers, whoopee. It's like we had this conversation earlier earlier in the weekend about how many times lately I've been hearing that I should make my characters straight. Absolutely not. I would rather write gay books and work part-time at Starbucks to pay my bills than write straight characters and be a 7-figure author. Because it's not who I am. Right? So, trying to make yourself better absolutely isn't wrong. It's, yes, you have to find your own way. It's quite all right to emulate other people, but if it doesn't work, drop it. Do not waste the time, effort, and energy trying to make yourself fit into somebody else's square hole. Right? I'm nice and round. I don't fit into square holes. Right? So just stop. Just stop. I hear reggae books. No, Ange, gay books. So that is my challenge to you guys this week. Find those places in your life that are not yours and just drop them, because it's going to be a lot easier than you think it is. It really is. And if it shocks people around you, so much the better. Right? If it's not hurting anybody, just drop it. But most importantly, don't let it hurt you. Okay? Because aren't we all done with trying to be something we're not? Some of us have to do that when we go to work in the morning. Some of us have to do that when we go to family events. Don't do it in your own space. Don't do it in your own space because it sucks. All right, my loves, I'm going to go spend some time with the fam. I love you guys to death. I will be on my other channel on Saturday morning doing sprints, so I hope to see you there. I love you to bits. See you next Tuesday.